So this is the week, the week that we get to judgment. It's the fourth week in the series called Afterlife. Started looking at the fact that, what Jesus says and does and teaches doesn't make sense. If what we see is all we get, we're going to live forever. Life is short, eternity is not, opportunity is now. Week 2 was Psalm 90, verse 12. Teach us to number our days. This prayer of Moses, help us be aware that we're going to die, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. So we talked about death, which has got there's ugly sides to it, there's upsides to it. Jesus has defeated it. He's going to destroy it. Last week, it was on the resurrection, 1 Corinthians 15. This week, in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, looking at the concept of judgment. So I acknowledge this is a huge topic, and it is a topic of which there's a lot of confusion. So I note that the Bible talks about the judgment of nations and the judgment of the whole world and the judgment of those who stand outside of Christ, which is the great white throne judgments talked about in Revelation chapter 20. But it also talks about the judgment, the assessment, the audit that will happen of our lives, talked about in a variety of different places, Romans and 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, lots of places, lots of people. Peter, Paul, James, John, Jesus are talking about this idea that we're accountable for our life and that we should store up treasures in heaven where moth and rust cannot destroy and thieves cannot break in and steal. So we're in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10, looking at this idea that we will offer an account of our life. And I tried to walk you through a lot of the questions that are coming up. I looked at 6 specific questions. People say, I thought God was love, and I thought my sins were forgiven, and I thought we were all going to be the same in heaven. And I try to answer those questions and then come around to the last question, which was actually the first question. Yes, God is a God of love. He has made a provision for us. So through the death of his son, we can not face the great white throne judgment in which we will be eternally separated from God, but we can actually be guaranteed heaven. But you want to live today in light of the fact that you're going to live forever. And we looked at the kinds of things that we will be assessed on. This is such an important topic. I hope you take a lot of time to consider it. Have a good study.